Alrighty here. Hello and welcome. My name's Kevin. This is Do It for Bruce. We're here in Victoria 3 with you all once more for another little short campaign of seeing how well we can get freedom for our Finnish brethren. In this game, it's 1936, so they start as a Grand Duchy of Finland, a personal union with the Russian Empire. So we're trying to remove ourselves from that situation. As for how we're going to go about that, it's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't work, but I have a couple ideas. First of all, we'll probably try to make ourselves an alliance with either the British, the Spanish, French, Austrians, Prussians. Usually one of those five hate on the Russian Empire at some given point, so it'd be great to pick an alliance with them. So let's just start by doing that, improving with a couple of the big guys. The second idea I have of making ourselves so indispensable for their economy, certain parts of their economy. So we're trying to focus on creating tons of wood, as well as a ton of their military surplus, so that when we declare independence on them, we will cripple their economy in that regard. So we'll see how that goes. Morning, Bliss. How are you up to? How been looking forward to this? Yeah. Thanks to you guys for setting this idea up. Y'all were the ones who were like, why not play Finland? And I was like, sure, why not? We can see how well that goes with this and that. All right. So what is our situation? The Tsar Nikolai is our hated ruler, which that's interesting. We don't have our own independent ruler. That kind of makes sense, but also doesn't make sense. I wish there was like a provisional government or something like that, or duke of some sort. Looks like land owners are in power. Let's see if we can get the intelligentsia in as well. So that's that. It's gonna bring our legitimacy down a little bit. Our government types are fine. We need to pass some laws in regards to education to get our people more educated and better equipped for the economy that we want them to do. And let us begin to piss off the church. I don't think we need the church to be as powerful as they currently are, because I think they're kind of a roadblock for some of the laws that we want. Let's go ahead and do this. We can keep those fine as they are. Let's add a consumption tax to our services. Look at our buildings. We only have a couple. We're making some furniture. We have our government buildings, all pretty standard stuff. Our logging industry should now be doing hardwood. We have a couple food production, but it's mostly wood and stuff like that. Development wise, we're going to go and pretty much dumb down our military, because we won't be fighting anytime soon. And if we did, we can probably fix that lickety split. Looks like we have 4 counties or states. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Southern Finland, West Karelian, Ostrobothnia, and Åland, which is this little island over here. So probably won't mostly be doing our development in these 2 areas, which I think are the more popular areas of Finland. To be honest, don't know much about Finland. I'm a little bit short on my Finnish history and understanding, so maybe y'all along the way can educate me in this processes. Let's go there, and we'll use our last bit to suppress the church. Suppress them. Thanks to actually censorship that's actually adding a lot of that to our being able to make that happen. So we'll censor them for a little bit, and then we'll go and see. Let's do total separation. I know that's going to piss off the armed forces a little bit for some reason. I don't know why the armed forces have a dog in that race, but they do. All right. So we're doing our construction center, and we'll then do a logging industry to increase our importance to the grander scheme of things. And then we'll also be focusing on creating universities. Universities are going to be key to getting our secondary objective of creating 100 takes per week. I don't know if we'll be able to do that today or if we'll make that happen, just because it's a late tech tree thing. It's all the way down. It's pretty much the last tech that you can get, mobile armor. So I don't know if that's going to happen or if we'll just, just cheese along trying to get independence for now. Making a decent grip of money, so I think we can just do that for now. See how pissed people get. I don't think they're gonna be that pissed, but at least compared to our last time, we had only about 100. We didn't have we only started with when we were in Hawaii, we started with 200, 300 GDP. And barely any people. Looks like there's some revolution already afoot. Great. You love to see it. Awesome. They don't want state-run religion to happen for some reason because they hate it. So we're probably going to have to axe that change because there might be... these two states might pop off. I don't understand why the military has a dog in this race, it seems like a thing that they would not care about if the state had a religion or not. Let's see if we can offset this by doing that. Does this make them less mad with us? They're still angry, but they're not foaming at the mouth. Maybe they're still foaming at the mouth. All right, well, it looks like we'll probably have to just not do that because these two branches of our government were gonna be pissed. Let's see. Religious schools we can't do. Police, maybe we'll do local police or dedicated police to reduce some of that stress. Tsar Nicholas was quite indifferent towards Finland and let Finland do its thing during their reign. Finns stayed loyal, but the nation started rising at that time. Yeah, that makes sense. I think Tsar Nicholas had a lot more going on, trying to make things happen for his country. I think he tried to do a lot of getting rid of serfdom and all of that and moving Russia into the 20th century, which is quite wild to say out loud that the Russians took that long to modernize. But I guess if your system isn't broke, then why would you fix it? Says the old saying. He only visited Grand Duke, which is funny because this St. Petersburg is the capital at this time, so it's not like it's that far away. I read a book called City Thieves. I think it's written by one of the guys who was the showrunners for Game of Thrones, but it's all about St. Petersburg. It's a fictional story, but it's St. Petersburg during World War II, and it's about these two dudes who have to go on an adventure to find eggs in war-torn St. Petersburg, and it's interesting to hear what they say, though, just talk about this region in general, how cold it was, and how grand St. Petersburg was, because at that point Moscow had become the de facto capital once again. All right, so let's get our more wood, and I think we're probably gonna need more tools probably once we increase this. Yeah, no, we're good. All right, tools there. Do we have tools here? Yes. Okay, back on our wood bullshit. He wasn't the most educated man ahead of state. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I feel like that's could be true, said by most, for most heads of state through history. They usually ascended to the throne or power via, familiar means, or especially CK3. That's a prime example of how maybe you're not the smartest person, but you're gonna be in power because God and all that. Yeah, it was called Leningrad. That they also kept saying it had been renamed to Leningrad, but everybody called it Peter still. At least that's what happened in the book. You know, the book itself could be full of shit. But who knows? A monument to the Tsar or the petite bourgeoisie can be a little pissed off. Sure, we can gain a little bit prestige. Prestige. All right. The thing about this, I visited St. Petersburg, but next to Tampa, like in Florida. What? Liz, you've been to the States? You've been to Florida? How was that experience? Probably pretty lackluster or average. I don't know. Florida, the Russian one. Tampa. Never Sutherland, Russia one. The Russian one. Okay. Florida was quite nice and warm. Yeah. I would imagine, especially for Finland, being out from Finland, you would say that. Alrighty. Wow. Dedicated police actually passed really quickly, which I'm surprised to say. Serfdom has been abolished. Human rights to assemble. It's funny that everybody just hates rights to assemble. They're like, yeah, it's kind of dumb that all these people would have the right to, you know, have their voice heard. So, like I said, we're going to try to make ourselves as smart as possible to get education flowing through our different areas so that we can push, because with every with every fully staffed university, we get +2 to innovation, which if we go to our research tab, we're running at about 50, but 2 more gives us like 52 per week. Is that what that means? So it's gonna be kind of significant over time. It will build up, and we'll be able to have smarter people and doing all that. Is there any enemies of Russia already? They have rivalries with the Ottomans. Looks like who's attacking who? Is this the Spanish fighting? Beluga? What is this? Where is this? That seems really buggy for some reason, you know? Like, what's going on here? Bulugan. What is Bulugan? Morning, Leo. How are you doing today? Bulugan. Is this like some weird... Oh, it's this random state over here. Okay, so that's why it's happening. It's the Spanish are helping in that war? Is that what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what's going on. Finland was the first country to pass women's suffrage, but in New Zealand it was in effect a couple months earlier. Oh, damn. Did not realize that. It took us all the way until 18 for this women's suffrage movement to... Not even 1918. It was like later, wasn't it? And right after that, like the first thing that people said about the women's suffrage movement was that they elected a president who was attractive. And I think it was like, it was not Hoover, but it was like, maybe it was Hoover. And you're just like, okay, that's not why Hoover got elected in the United States, because he was attractive. I don't think anybody in the stretch of the imagination would call Hoover an attractive president. But, you know, to each their own. Let's see. Russia, can you just make enemies with everybody? No, they're probably going to be nice with a lot of people. The Ottomans are not a good ally to be setting ourselves up with too. I didn't realize that you can hover over, if you hover over their religion, you can see what they, taboos and stuff like that. Do they have obsessions, taboos? No. And his big dick. going 2 weeks exam period begins so much boring stuff to study. Yeah, I do not envy you. Being a student was not my forte. I was a very bad student when it came to school. Like in high school and stuff like that, I was fine. But when it really came to matter in college, you think I would have buckled down and been a better student. Nope, I was a bad student. All I did was hang out with my friends and play video games in college. So guess what? Not a lot has changed. And now look at me. I'm middling to lower strata of content creator, you know? Lyndon B. Johnson. Yeah, that makes sense. He's very proud of... Well, Lyndon B. Johnson was also one of those presidents that was... You know, he was just a bad... I wouldn't say he was a bad president, but he did start the Vietnam War. So, you know, one president who starts a war, traditionally, unless it's like... I don't know, like World War II, World War I were considered wars we probably needed to be in. But Vietnam, the Iraq wars, you know, not really conflicts that we were necessarily needed to be fought. So much so now we have a meme about going to invade other countries if they have oil because of our actions. All right, legal guardian, property to women. Let's go and do this one. It's gonna increase our political strength and tax capacity. It's going to take land away from the land people, or take power away from the landed. What's the other thing we need to be doing? Just clicking through, getting all the people's opinions. Did you fully shave? Yeah, baby, with smooth skin. Hey, you smooth skin. Just like that. If a ghoul came up to me, he would definitely say that to me. I don't know how many wars Britain has been in. That's a lot. Probably a lot. Well, after shale revolution, U.S. don't need to worry about foreign oil ever again. Yeah, the U.S. is hopefully, you know, and we see in our lifetime that we as a society just stop having a need for a lot of oil. Obviously, plastics and all that stuff is one of the drivers, but like as electric cars and other modes of transportation become more viable, it seems like we're moving away from oil a little bit, but you know, it's going to be tough. Yeah, we are self-sufficient with oil, but there's this thing called the U.S. military that requires a fuck ton of oil to pretty much do all of the activities it does. So we constantly need more oil. All right. Should we build? I think we should build a iron forge in one of these places. Maybe in this one area that has a little less this smaller peasant count. Is that paper's place up to mine? Yeah. That's getting built, and then we'll have that going. Okay. The other thing about that book, City of Thieves, it was a really good book because it's like about these two dudes, this one guy. It's like told from the perspective of this child who meets up with this other deserter from the Russian army, and they like go around Peter and try to find eggs. It's just a goofy. It's like a. It has a sad ending, but it's a one of those stories that like you're kind of glad you read it. It's just one of those weird like it's a hero's tale pretty much, essentially, but set in World War II, and you kind of get an understanding of what happened during that period to the Russian people, as well as how truly vile some of the German occupiers were. All right. To be honest, I don't know what tech we should be focusing in on. Probably stuff that will make logging and all that more efficient, but that doesn't come for a while. Why are you playing Russia if you want? Oh, we're not Russia, brother. We are Finland. But we're just, it's just because we're the Prussian, or because we have a personal union. Also, the Russians are trying to improve relationships with us. That makes sense. If we went and said independence, who would join? Potentially... Austria would side with the enemy? Do you have an alliance? Interesting. How did the one resourcing play out? To be honest, the thing we most ran into was that we just didn't have enough people. Like, that was the biggest chokehold. Like, our economy was growing, but year after year after year, there wasn't enough peasants to convert into laborers or something else. So, like, if I were to do it again, I'd probably do someone like Sweden, or like maybe release like something that had more places that had more say like populace, and just play it out like that and see how well we could run it with one resource. But for the most part, if you choose wood, because it's used in so many different fabrication and other needs, that it's just like, when in doubt, it was what we needed to do to meet a lot of things. Because you need it for heating, you need it for tool making, you need it for glass, surprisingly. You need it for a bunch of different resources within the game. So, like, the idea was sound. Unfortunately, I chose Hawaii because of the benefit. The random state benefit, but really just came down to not having enough people to really execute to the degree I want. So if I were to do it again, I'd probably find another country that had a bonus like Sweden to force stuff and just focus in on that, but with a much larger population, so that we can make IKEA furniture for everybody. Because IKEA furniture, it be the thing. We're just gonna piss off this group even more. What is the evangelical? They're neutral right now, so this is gonna bring them to that. That's fine. They can be pissed. I don't care. They're gonna be not an issue here in about a second. So that's good. And we can probably pass another law or two. But like I said, I think the biggest thing we're going to need to do is just, so the Russian economy, what is like the big out of balance things? We're going to try to move our, like, I think we're going to try to be the main wood producer for the Russians, and then the main arms producer, so that then when, like I said, when we take over or attack them, they're going to need to really, they're going to have to be scrambling to get resources in, and also we'll be able to supply our own army more easily. And plus, we got a ton of wood, so, you know, nothing like some good Scandinavian forests for that good logging output. Yeah. So it's pretty much going to be back and forth of building universities, then building logging camps, then universities, then maybe a military depot, or what are they called in this game? They're called arms industry, and then maybe some more logging camps and all that. Speaking of which, can we also add any more consumption tax? No, we don't have enough power to do it. I think if we also probably go to our service building, I think we can change it up and add more. Where's that? Here it is. If we go here, how much glass is being made in the Russian market? I don't think there's a lot. As usual, not very much. How much coal is being produced in the Russian market? Not very much. All right, well, seems like we're going to have to go start importing some coal from probably Britain. No, the Sicilian version of it. So let's get some Sicilian coal. The forest industry is big in Finland, and the forest industry was produces always over 20% of the Finnish exports. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Finland, at least from the top-down view here, it looks like we got a lot of forests. I didn't realize how many lakes were in Finland, too. Is it like, do a lot of these lakes freeze over in the winter? Probably. Is ice skating a huge thing in Finland? I know snow sports in general are a Finnish, like, pride. They have a good, what is that? Biathlon, where they, like, ski, shoot, ski some more. That's the like one thing that I see them winning all the time in the Winter Olympics. Land of 1,000 lakes. Isn't that I thought that was Minnesota or Wisconsin. I don't know, one of these places. Or is that actually Finland that has 1,000 lakes? Ice skating's big. 70% of area are forests. Shit. Is that like... That's wild to say. 75% of Finland is forest. 75% of Finland. That's wild to say, you know? Is that the majority of all old growth forests in Europe are either in Scandinavia or like Russia area? Because a lot of this, like, there's still forests in like Central and Western Southern Europe, but they're not as prominent as this area. Is curling a thing in Finland, or is that just a weird, like, other Nordic countries? There are 168,000 lakes in Finland. Do they all have names? Have you named all those lakes? Is there a test? Do Finnish children have to learn? Do they have to learn all the names of all the lakes in their home country? I think that should be required on all Finnish primary schools. Great Britain would be interested if we could get France or something like that. What are the 2 largest lakes in Finland? I like how they just say lake. Do they actually name the Great Lakes over here? Nope. They just have lake 2. What about where's Mexico City? That's Titicaca is on there, obviously. I like how they just like lake. They don't actually give them names. What about the rivers? Nope. Tampoco. They don't give them names either. That's a mistake in my opinion. What about this? Is this a lake? Caspian Sea, also known as a lake. Really getting on that lake tangent. Speaking of lake tangents, yeah, we already did that. Okay. I think that's fine. The nice thing, Saimaa is the biggest lake. Is that one of these? Probably. Or no, this one right here. This is a lake. This is a big lake. Was Finland, so like, did Finland before this time have its own independence? Or did it like, was it part of Sweden's like realm of it? And then when the Russians beat the Swedes, they took Finland. At what point in history were the Finnish independence prior to the modern era? Holy Lake. A lot of holy lakes in Finland. Alrighty. How is this going? It's going all right. We need to... Oh, we're making tons of money now. What's this from, though? It's because we're not building anything. Duh. How's our paper consumption? It's all right. So we probably should up that. And then, you know what we got to do? More logs. More logging. Got to make this logging industry... Look at... Every time we click this button, it's predicted to make us 1.25k a week. So why not just produce more wood? Getting so much lake information. Didn't know I was gonna be like the most educated American when it came to Finnish lakes today. I feel like I've all I remember is we got our independence in 1917, but I can't remember other than where under Swedish and Russian rule before that. Yeah, it kind of seems like one of those things where like it traded hands several times. Is Finland still a monarchy, or had a monarch? Let's see. More trees, more schools. More trees, more schools. We're gonna smoke them trees so we can read the books, so we can give it the most educated people. We're gonna be way more educated than the Russians, so much so that we're gonna be running circles around them. All right, let's get the Spanish improving, or did we already improve with them? No. Can we not improve with them? The Austrians say no. Well, let's see. The Russian army is just so scary. Parliamentary Republic. Okay. What's up, Kanakukas? How are you doing today? We need... I think we just need to make the most stable economy and then heavily invest in our arms industry and then really build up our armed forces. But all while trying to woo somebody over here. Just still pissing people off left and right. Cool, 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 cool. Check, check. That checks out. Why can't we improve with any? Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Mexico, Bolivia? Interesting. Denmark. Why can't we improve with them? Just because we can't declare an interest over here? You look like a fine gentleman. I like your video. Thank you, sir. Just two fine gentlemen looking at each other. Let's begin making our relationship worse with the Russians. Actually, we don't need to do that. That was not really important. Russian armed power projections, ideology. Russian-Finnish relations are neutral. So if we had a better relationship with them, would they give us independence without a fight? You think? Base reluctance. Because we have a cordial. Yeah, actually, having a good relationship with them and just having a much better army than them, which I don't think we're ever going to be able to power project better than the Russians because they have 285 units, which are like, obviously they're not the best units, I would imagine. They're pretty conscripty, but, you know, let's see. They're line infantry with artillery and all that. Only the finest of people hang around this channel. Ice hockey is the biggest sport in Finland, and Finland's sites of the world ranked #1. Damn, boy. I've never really gotten into ice hockey, unfortunately. We have a local team in my city called the Winterhawks, but it's a underage. It's like a minor league. It's essentially a bunch of high schoolers who are on their way to college who want to get more reps in hockey. But you know, it's interesting to watch every once in a while. Let's see. Ports. Production. Is there any wood? No, this is paper mills. Let's do this one so we can get more iron out of our iron places. Anaheim Ducks probably the closest NHL team to your area from Southern California. I don't currently live in Southern California. I just grew up there. There's several teams on the West Coast. There's the Sharks. There's the Kraken in Seattle now. There's the Ducks. There's the Sacramento. Is the Kings? No, they're not a... They don't have a hockey team, do they? There's a ton on the West Coast. Never played Victoria 3 game in my life, but I like your gameplay. Thank you, sir. It's... You know, Victoria 3 is it's a good time. Obviously, the learning curve's LA Kings. That's right. That's right. The learning curve is tough, I would say. Out of all the games, like I played Hoy, I played EU, I played Stellaris. I played pretty much all of them except for Imperator. This one has been the most hardest curve for me to get my head around, just because there's just a lot of information hidden and a lot of information everywhere. So when I first played, when it first started coming out, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Also, never played Victoria 2, so I had no like base understanding like I did for CK. Let's see. We're probably gonna have to increase our trade. No, not a trade. Our government building. How much paper? All right, that's good. How much paper are we producing? I don't think we're producing. We're producing about 80 sheets of paper ourselves. 80 total sheets, which is just a goofy idea that it's to say out loud that we personally are only producing that many, but you know, that's what happens. Have you ever been around a paper mill? Paper mills stink. They like. I used to live by a city that had one, and it shut down years ago, but before it shut down, literally the air outside of a paper mill is like by far the most foul smelling. Evan, you say raises your standard of living. Yes, they do. They smell like shit. I don't know what it's probably the sulfur. Is that what's causing that smell? But either way, that city, like, it's changed completely now, but before that mill shut down, it had the most rank stank, to be honest, which was tough. Just more wood. Mixed with bleach. I've worked on 2 paper mills and on 4 pulp mills mixed with bleach. Yeah. Interesting. I thought you'd think that smell would be like not so like you can smell a dump, like a trash dump. But like I've never been near a building that has been like, oh, that is such a distinct and disgusting smell that I'm like, yep, that's a paper mill. that right there, boys, that's a paper mill. How's it going, Chaos? Sulfur gases from the digestion and leaks. Interesting. You feel like that would be a public safety issue? Sulfur, your involvement smell. Man, we got We got that stank locked down. Who are these two parties? We got the trade unionists and the petite bourgeoisie. Let them fight. I don't care. Like, someday I'll understand that event better. Because right now, all it does is just kill one of those people. Maybe if I was looking more into their politics, I would care a little bit better, but no. Do you think we can afford another university soon? Probably not, because paper is so expensive. How expensive is paper right now? It's pretty expensive, so we also probably need to just do this. But yeah, paper mills, they stink. I would not, 10 out of 10 would not visit a paper mill again or go near one because they're stink. Is Finland a puppet of Russia? They're a personal union, which, to be honest, I don't know the difference in this game. Because in like EU4, you can just take them over through diplomatic annexation and stuff like that. Two countries with monarchy laws may join together in a personal union. Subject relationship with the overlord ruler is the head of state. In both countries, the subject cannot start their own diplomatic plays. They are forced to join overlord's wars. The diplomatic plays will break if the overlord is abolished the monarchs. Okay, weird. So it just means they have control of my foreign policy, and they make me go to war. But just because they say I'm going to go to war doesn't mean I'm actually going to go to that fight in that war. More wood. When in doubt, build more logs. Logging industry. There are a lot of air treatment and fume collection methods on the mills. Nowadays, if a paper pulp mill smells, there's something malfunctioning. Oh, interesting. Yeah, what I'm talking about in my experience is probably back in 08 to 2012 at time. Before that, ooh, we can just get permanent prestige bonus. Let's get that permanent prestige bonus. Yeah, that seems like OP. You just permanently get, what is it? Gross domestic products, country, the romance maybe? I don't know. Something like that. The thing is, if we make a diplomatic play against Russia, we need to have at least, I think, our military needs to be at least 100. Maybe not 100. Maybe like 75, and we need to be at least 1 or 2 techs above theirs so that we can be more efficient than their forces. Let's also go ahead and start making arms industry. I think we are starting to stabilize a little bit enough to afford that. Will you get independence? That's the point, my man. Kumar, we're here for the fight of Finland independence. How that comes about is going to be tough. I'm just going to be monitoring who they have alliances with, who they hate. Unfortunately, they have a lot of trade agreements with 2 of the bigger powers that I would prefer them not to be doing, but you know, it is what it is. We also can build up our own armed forces and force the issue ourselves. Decent investment pool. I haven't seen any fighting in this game. It should be interesting. Yeah. Once it comes about, it's going to take a bit. We're going to have to build up our forces and whatnot. Coal is still being short. Let's see if we can import more from Piedmont. I don't know how well you can set up alliances because they own our diplomatic, our foreign policy, but we can improve. We can go ahead and try to improve relationships with our relations with neighboring people. We can see how effective that is too. How much money is our wood industry currently producing us? Between 18.2 a week. Is that what that means? Yeah. Value 17. This is 17,000. Probably 50%. Yeah. And then I guess we could also be working on our fish industry. That would give us more food. Looks like we finally passed our law. Let's see if we can do get out of maybe this one. What is the political capital of these kids right now? 8.6. Last time we tried to do this royally pissed everybody off. So let's try it again. What is the faith demographic of Finland? Is it still pretty religious, or is it like most of the other European countries where it's kind of like, yeah, we have religion, but it's more of a cultural thing? Is it changed its way? Like in the US here, we have like, there's still a large populace group that has religion as they would say they are religious. Let's see, can we change this yet? I don't think we have enough tools being produced, do we? How's the game? It's going well so far. We're trying to make Finland independent, and the best way we can do that is, you know, cut down trees to make guns to then shoot our Russian overlords with. Maybe 55 to 60% consider themselves religious. It's pretty standard. What's an obscure Finnish fact that I can use later today on my friends when we go hang out? Just be like, Finland, do you know Finland is the top X? Or in Finland, they do X. Finnish death metal. That's something. Sami, I think, is this area. Let's actually see, can we release a nation? We can, actually. The Sampi own this part of it, but I think predominantly that nation is in Sweden and Norway, like these three. Well, it's a split between these three nations. Let's see. I think the next policy we should probably work on is probably a move away from peasant army to get towards national military. I think that one's it. Welcome, Chris. In my house country, 95 are Muslim. Interesting. The per capita consumption of coffee is higher in the world. What? The per capita consumption of coffee is the highest in the world? So you're telling me, how many people live in Finland? Like, what, 10, 20 million people? No, maybe not that many. Maybe like 10 million. And you're saying you guys are that strung up on coffee? Have there been any updates for this game yet? There's been 2 minor updates. 10 kilograms per person per year. What's I gotta make it American standard. $5.5 million. Yeah, clearly Kevin doesn't know shit about anything. So you're saying you guys consume 22 pounds of coffee per year per person? Holy shit. That's a lot of coffee. That's a lot of coffee, especially because beans aren't that heavy. So like, and you only need so much to create the beverage itself. That's lit, dude. That is lit. All right. I think we can afford another university. Trying to smarten up our people. Getting them real smart. 10 people. That's a lot of coffee. When I was in Colombia, we learned a lot about the coffee making process. It's really surprising how it works. I didn't realize that like coffee is like essentially this berry that has the seeds in it, and then they have to like do this weird process of manufacturing it, but it only grows in certain parts of the country, where it's like this weird part of Colombia is that it's like super mountainous but also like super like temperate weather, which just makes it great for coffee production. There must be coffee in their blood veins, but there must be coffee instead of blood running in their veins of the Finns. That's how they won the Winter War. I think the Winter War was a tie, per se. I think a lot of people would say the Winter War was more of a stalemate that they eventually actually kind of had to give up some concessions to do. But, you know, tough. My whole country is on tea. That makes sense. Tea is, as somebody who drinks a lot of chai, I fuck with tea deep. There's a lot of tea companies on the West Coast that are like fancier and bougier, but yours truly just drinks run-of-the-mill tea. Especially in the winter months. I feel like my tea consumption to the rest of the year is like quadrupled. Okay. So how's our arms industry going? It's not built yet. What does an arms industry need to make guns? I think they need hardwood, which I think we have it in spades. Hardwood and iron. So those two things we need to really up our production on, which we are slowly doing. I think we also need to make some more nitric acid. Turmeric latte golden tea is the best. Turmeric latte. Damn. That sounds kind of good. 200 years old. Turmeric latte. All right. Wood, iron, Russian market has clipper issues. I don't think we'll ever need to worry about our Navy. They can fight about the Navy. I don't really give a shit about that. The Russians seem to have joined against the Prussians, this is a great time. We'll make them really need our guns now. Mine is India. My home country is Iraq. Damn, we have a pretty big swath of people in chat right now. We got some Finns, we got some Indians, we got some Iraqis. Probably a couple Americans here and there. Okay. Prussia, you must be wild and out to be wanting to fight this war. Like, they must be pretty cocky if they think they can take on both the Russians and everybody else. They have no allies. Canadian, yeah. Shout out to our northern neighbors, you know. Surprisingly, I've never been to Canada. I've been to a lot of places in the Western Hemisphere: Colombia, Panama, Chile, Argentina, Mexico, United States, obviously. But I've never been to Canada. I don't know why. Just never made it happen. Oh, so we have a lot more Canadians than I thought. All right. Is there anybody else we can be topping off relationships with? We can improve with Denmark, Norway, Mexico. Do you think we could get Mexico involved in this war? We can get them improve with Denmark. See if they have any beef. No. Spain, can you have a beef with Russia? What about the Americans? No, they're fighting their own war. Or no, they're not fighting their own war. Tim Hortons do be good though. Tim's ew. It's no longer good. Well, wow, we got some Big Tim rivalry going on here. I don't know what Tim's is. Poutine someday. I think I've had poutine once, but I wouldn't consider it like official poutine. I would need to try some gravy and some fries and all that. 75% chance, or let's roll them bones. No, didn't pass. Total separation. We're gonna lose some of our authority by doing this, aren't we? Yeah, so we're gonna have to scale back some of our things. I'm having Tim Hortons on this live stream. Lol. All right. Our iron. How much iron is being consumed in this country? A ton. Russia just doesn't have. It's funny because like at this point in the game, Russia has just so much land, but they just don't have the like manufacturing for all of it. Maybe because they have a lot of serfdom. It's cheese and gravy. Because what is the difference in our armed forces? What are the needs they want? Skirmishers, they need... so we're going to need not only arms production, but we're also going to need munition production. And then what about this? Just artillery support too. Okay. So if we went here and we said artillery, I think we have hardwood in spades. Maybe not. All I know is, when in doubt, build more logging. Because it's going to keep giving us more stuff. On French fry, it feels like that's a given. Right now, we're live both on YouTube and Twitch using Restream. I don't know. It seems like it's been a very... So far, I've been enjoying it. Some days there's been some issues with like having land or issues between the two things. I think we'll have more hardwood in the morning. Damn, boy. How much hardwood are we producing in the morning? Let's go to our personal production. I wish you could see like a total output. Oh, you can actually. Wood minus total blah blah blah. Is there more people on YouTube or Twitch? YouTube. Just because that's an easier through point for you guys to get on, especially if you just like naturally go to YouTube, you'll see that my content's there. Also, I have a bigger follower base on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed to, or followed me on Twitch, that would be really helpful because then we would be able to get partner and then we could do more crazy stuff once we're partnered. Get that Twitch experience up to snuff. Do more research. Let's see. I wanted to do nitroglycerin so we can get fertilizers and all that for our crops and make this a better situation when we have it. Because how much food are we producing? Let's do this. What we're trying to do is kind of be self-sufficient. Thanks, Finlander. We're trying to be self-sufficient in some regard so that when we fight Russia, we have a chance to not only screw them over, but like monetarily, but also like they'll be at a disadvantage when we try to use. They like are super needed on our wood export, as well as our guns and all that stuff, because looks like they don't have that many guns. How many guns are we producing right now? Probably only like 10. 8. So not a lot. We should up this. Can we subsidize this? Yeah. I think we subsidize it for a bit. And then, because we have plenty of iron, right? Of course not. We have plenty of hardwood? No. So those are the two things we'll focus in on right now. Iron, hardwood, gonna give us the best bang for our buck. We have a decent amount of people here. We're getting about 9.23 a month. I don't know if we can. The thing is, if this law passes, we're about to lose 200 of this authority, so I don't want to use it per se right now. We got some revolutionaries. Is it these boys again? What are they mad about? Nope. They want state religion done. Maybe we can pass it before. No, not likely. We're gonna have to stop it, aren't we? I swear these boys had lost a lot of their clout, but no. All right, well, stop doing that for a second. Maybe we do this. Yeah, it's 11 a.m. here. Because I'm on the West Coast. I recommend invading Sweden before breaking free from Russia. I don't think we can do that. We can't invade anywhere because we don't have our own... we're not under our own power, if that makes sense. So our diplomatic plays are we can only improve people's relationship with us, nothing more. All right, this is still the biggest headache for me, is dealing with radicalists. 2103, so it's like 9. No, it's like 8. No, it's like 9 p.m. We have been doing a good job of getting our people back into 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Wait till Russia gets in a war. They are in a war now, but I want them to be in a real war, like a real tussle against Austria or Prussia. But right now, I don't think they have. They kind of have. They're on good relations with a lot of people. China, Great Britain, France, Denmark. All these people they have pretty good relationship with. No major enemies thus far. Then I invade them afterwards. Yeah, we'll see what happens when we comes to invading. What I should have been working on is can I do this? Do we need to pass a certain law to make this happen? No part of our laws. Chance of this is 0. We need industrialists. Don't we have industrialists in our, or do we have the intelligentsia as our government? We have the intelligentsia. Can I kick out these? Oh no, that's, why is that caused that much? We can spend money, I don't care. Why is this the size of the government is too big? Government clout. It's gonna piss some people off. Alright, let's just make the intelligentsia and industrious people in charge. Probably gonna piss some people off. but our legitimacy can recover over time. When do groups become marginalized? Because I feel like the church should be marginalized soon. Coal. Coal seems to be an issue too. Because we need it in a lot of things. But should get back online here soon. Maybe we also invest in our ports so that we have more of these coming in. Maybe one more port to make that happen. Because, like, what is our base stuff going on? I think five or less clout to get them doing. Jesus, every time I look at this tab, I think, oh, we're catching up on the wood demands, and it's like, nope. We need more wood. Tons more wood. Tons. Speaking of wood, we also should be using our wood to produce furniture. Because there's fancy boys and fancy ladies out there who want to buy some fancy chairs. Very fancy chairs. I think we can go into a bit more debt if we did another construction center. I think we do it. I know it's going to cost us a bunch to do it, but we're about to finish this log camp, and I think it'll be all right. Also, we have, how much money do we have? We have 372K in reserves, so why not blow through our reserves? I think this construction site's going to cost us a ton too. Once it's fully operational, but at least we'll build stuff a teensy bit quicker, just a teensy bit. The wild thing about construction site is how quickly they can sink your economy. Like, I get that, like, investing in your construction industry can be a pain, but like currently we're costing our government almost 10K of it to these certain resources. Obviously, it's because they have to buy all these things, but it's all right. I think it's worth it, especially to get done with them quicker. Speaking of getting things done quicker, let's see if we can do some institutes. Let's do the law enforcement one to increase that a little bit, and then we can also, I think if we bring down the pay of these guys, that's gonna bring it a little bit better. And then the military wages don't need to be that high. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with losing about 3 a week, especially once we get our these logging industries back up to full. It's wild how much money they are producing for us. So much money. Maybe we should have done the logging industry, or the only resource with one resource with these guys. That might have worked. Also, what is going on here? Oh, Waldeck just has the German flag. It's not actually Germany. Also, the Russians are once again fighting the Prussians. So that's a ongoing relationship that we can probably exploit in the future. Like, say, if we said, if we continue to lessen our relationship with them, that will work. Medical. All right. So once this law's passing, we need to actually do one of the... We need to change our government laws to do not peasant levies because we need more people. We need national military. I think that's the one we'll probably put into do that one, and then after that maybe back to public schools or something. I think that's the way to do it. And this should pass pretty soon. We're at 30%. I feel like those dice rolls are pretty lit sometimes. Sometimes it's only with like 25% in it, and it goes after like 4 times, which makes sense. That's math. That's probability actually. So checks out. Would a glass works place be worth it? It would. Maybe we do just one glass works. Or actually no, we'll probably need to do where's the munitions place? Cannot build this because we need percussion caps. Okay, well, what's our research? We're doing nitrogen. That's right. And then we'll do percussion caps, so that we can start making those. But at least our tech's getting better. We have 56, 6 of that which is coming from our university. So if we just make everybody smarter. Finland is still a mass conscription country. Really? Like a draft? Like you would get a letter in the mail being like, "Hey boy, you need to come fight." Ooh, the Prussians are not doing so good. The Russians are in a bit of a spot of debt. Farms to factories is complete. What does that mean? Get independence. I don't think we could do that just yet. Interest groups. This gains approval. That's fine. Let us now go and try to research percussion caps. I think that's the next one. How many guns are we producing? 21, 21. But that will increase with time. We're doing enough hardwood ourselves. We've actually almost caught up with the demand. That's crazy. And then we've made iron a little cheaper, which is good. And women can volunteer. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Just recently, the U.S. has finally allowed some... well, that's not true. Women have been able to serve in the military for a long time. Oh, dude. Double war. We expel those guys and then we say, can we demand our independence? No. Can we make a diplomatic play? Or no, while they're at war, we can't do that because we're technically their ally. This is the time. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, because they can compel us to join, we can't actually, we can't help. We can't do the demand independence play. Like it's not one of our, like, due to the fact that Grand are both already part of a different diplomatic play. So once this one ends, we might be able to do it, but for now it's locked in, unfortunately. Yeah, I think once this one is complete, whatever happens here, we can make it happen. Because I don't think this war is probably going to last for a while. I don't love the fact that British are on the Russian sides? Are they allies? They have a defensive pact with Denmark, but they are not allies other than that. Yeah, so once that frees up, we'll be able to attack. Let's make some more luxury goods, and I don't think we have enough coal, but we can try to do this. Our furniture is producing... We're the best furniture producers in some of the world. Nice. More furniture to be produced for everybody to enjoy. We're still having an issue with paper, so probably should invest more in our logging. More logging, more paper. Our cash flow is not good. Let's do that. Coal is going to be a big ask all the time. And unfortunately, we don't produce any. Can improve with Austria. That's good. Who else can we improve with? Prussia, we already have a good relationship with. Bavaria is not a thing. How's the war going over here? I hope this is costing them thousands upon millions upon billions of dollars. Almost 500,000 here. What about this war? 2.7 million. So they might be in a pretty rough spot financially after this these couple of wars. So we might take advantage of that. So probably need to fix our economy a little bit by downsizing our constructions, maybe. Could also increase our tax on certain things. Maybe not. Let's see. Let's see. What other things can we tax that's worthwhile? Maybe liquor? We get 1.8k. I think we do that. We get liquor. Prussians are losing to the Russians. Is it? It's hard to tell because I think they are... Yeah, they are losing. They're not having a good time. What is the peace deal? Just treaties? They just want treaty ports? Why not just give them treaty ports then? So silly. I don't care about the clergy pops. How many clergy pops are there? I don't think there are a ton. If we go to our population detailed list, let's go to the clergy pops. There's a small amount of clergy pops. 45k. Nothing. It's like 2 people. Yeah, they are losing. Well, I don't know. The war seems to be going back and forth. I would like to see... I wish there was a panel to see how much debt they are in. Like, you could see how big their deficit is. But that makes sense that you can't see, like, a detailed map of, like, how much they're making and what they're making their money on. The Russians are winning. I think it's the back and forth thing. Especially because there's 133 Russians on this border fighting for their lives to party. Greener pastures while you still have authority. Yeah, we could probably do that. Let's go and do greener pastures right here. Probably gonna lose it right here though. How much authority is this? Oh, it only lose 100, so we'll have to back down on one of our 2 of our things. Not a lot of coal, not enough coal, not enough coal. All right, so we need to import more coal. which sucks. Let's go to our coal. Cool. French markets can give us some coal. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, it's tough that the British are also fighting in this war. So the British are probably hemorrhaging money too. How much money have you lost on this war? Cost of the war. Oh, here it is. It's not. Oh, so the Russians' military goods 2.6 million, British 1.1, and way more for the Prussians and the Hohenzollern. Okay. Probably need to build more things. Like, why not more wood? Get more wood so that we can do this. Probably another arms industry thing. So how much are arms industries right now? They are pretty decent. Bring down the cost a little bit of this. It sucks that coal and tools are just so expensive. So I think we also need to build a tool manufacturing. Ironclads. Great hunger. These decisions are corn laws are powerful, are part of the government. Yeah, there's not many things I can decision-wise to make. This white dude wants to make a university? Sure, why not? It's gonna cost us some money, but I think with paper being inexpensive, we can do it. If you fight a war with Russia, try to take St. Petersburg ASAP. Yeah. If we take their capital, I imagine that's gonna be good for us. Mostly we need them to win this war. I'm not sure why this war is still ongoing. Seems like they should have been able to trample over their army pretty simply, but they have yet to do so. So Prussia is pushing in. Wow. Gotta get Prussia on my side when we fight for our independence. That's who's most likely gonna do it. I think that's the play, but we'll see. Also, we need this dumb law to get passed. It's at, what, 39%? Come on, boys. Let's pass it. So that we can change our conscriptions and all that. Now we can do ammunition. So we'll do that. Munition plant, actually. And then here we'll go and build a it's actually not that many peasants, so let's go and do it here. Probably need a lot more. Our urban center is pretty good, but we need more. You're right, we need more people to migrate now to Finland. I thought having 125,000 peasants was going to be enough, but it's turning out to be we need more people. As always, you just need more and more people. What do you need for this production of this stuff? We need lead. That sucks. Ammunition is tough because we don't have lead or that. let us get some chemical plants then. Karlia? Is this that right here? Is this traditionally part of Finland, or this has always been like Russian like lands? All right, so if we went into independence, who would join? The Austrians would join them. These other countries might not join. So I don't think we can fight the Austrians and them. So I think we just make it go. Pipapu, welcome. Let's see. Unfortunately, Carlings are close to finish. Okay, that's why you're saying that. What do we need to do to get this going? I think we need to top off relationships with everybody we can. So that we for sure win that. The Danish not being defensive pact with the Russians is not my favorite. They do have a rivalry with Prussia, so that is good. Once this war is over, I imagine they'll want to have a couple years of peace, but after that, we probably can take it. We can take it to the Russians and get our independence. I think that's the play. Don't think we can afford any more sector stuff. Yeah. We need to... God, not having lead here kind of sucks. Not having sulfur. All we got is timber for the most part. Timber and iron. And fish. I think those are the main things. A lot of our populace is being tied up in this. How many people are employed? 32,000 people are employed by the timber industry. And if we were to build a railroad, what would we need for a railroad? We need coal and we would need engines. And right now, how many engines are being produced here? None. So in the world, how many engines are being produced? Who's got the best? The Belgians? How much could you get to me? 8? That's not enough. You're so pretty. Thank you. Bruce is the pretty one of us, if anybody. Damn. I don't want to start our own motor industry, but like the cost of that alone would be insane because we don't have any steel. All right. I think we need to start thinking about producing steels a little bit just because. Oh, but then the cost of steel and coal is so high. Maybe not. Maybe we just focus mostly on the things we can worry about. I think we don't do the munitions plants because we just don't have the resources to feed it ourselves, whereas the arms industry we can do on our own. Yeah. I think that's the smart play. And then we maybe work on making a steel mill, one at least, just trying to make a little more steel ourselves, because we can coal we will always have to import. Iron we can make ourselves, so we'll think about it. God, running an economy, it's fucking tough. can't just do anything by just, you need 15 other things to like. It's kind of like those games like Minecraft or any of those resource games where you're like, oh, I need this one item for this other thing to get this other thing to get this other thing to get this other thing to maybe make the thing I really want to be making. What do they want? Landowners, great population. Sure. 50% chance next time around we'll have a W. So far, looks like the Russians or somebody else would join us. We believe may join either side. No, we need a. I need a surefire agreement from one of these two. That's for sure. I think that's the play. But we'll see. People, I don't know what that says. We're gonna have to pop that into a translator to see what that's all about. Fuck. Gotcha. Some nice Cyrillic. Great Britain is a good partner. I'm just unsure of how to go about convincing them to join us. Especially because I think what we'll probably have to do is build up our military. I think that's where we'll first really need to do things. Don't have that. Don't have that. It's wild to see just 100 people unemployed and then they just disappear the next week. Week by week, they are not unemployed. Speaking of unemployment, I was like, there's nobody living here. Maybe we get rid of this place. This war is still going on, and the Russians have spent 5 million gold, which is mucho dinar. Mucho dinar. We need sulfur for this. Yeah, okay. Right? So if we need to import sulfur, we're gonna need bigger administrative government stuff. So we'll do that. And then our paper mill, it's all right. We probably could do another paper mill here. And then maybe, just maybe think about doing a steel mill. But it seems like it's gonna cost us a lot of money just because everything that goes into steel is expensive. Maybe we hold off. I don't think we actually need to do that. I think that's just a wives' tale I'm telling myself. I wonder also, when you fight a war, if you have certain resources in certain lands, does once that territory is that state's taken over, do they like lose access to that? You know? Do they lose access to the things like being produced here? Like, is this farm being affected by, like, is the farm production being affected by anything? No, it doesn't look like, even though it's in like a war-torn area, there's no, that seems strange that that's not a thing. Devastation, okay, here it is. Migration, infrastructure, mortality. That's all that it's really affecting. Nothing more than that. That's strange. Can we go ahead and form Scandinavia? Is that a thing? No. Interesting. We have a small Russian populace. We have some Icelandic. Weird. Was not expecting that. Ooh. The British would maybe side with us. But they're still fighting in this war, so I don't know. Are they actually fighting in this war? They're not fighting that war. Maybe we go ahead and take on the Russian army now. Looks like they've just started to steamroll all of this. Can the British help us defeat the Russians? Let's do it. Yeah, let's try it. Where am I from? I'm from the United States. Let's get a couple. Let's mobilize our armed forces a little bit. Get the line. Get the cannons. That's fine. Let's go ahead and increase our troops. Like, worst comes to worst, we back down, you know? We can sway 2 countries. The French would come. How do we sway them? Would the Prussians come fight with us? How did that war ended? War goal added. Okay. What is their war goal? They want treaties and stuff like that? Add war goals. How do I sway these guys? That's fine with that one. And for you, what do you want? Getting the French on our side would be awesome too, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I should have done the French probably, because they're stronger, but now they're out for some reason, because I can't offer an obligation. They don't want it. Does not want this war goal. How good is the British troops versus the... I would assume at this time they're better, but, you know, doesn't mean shit when it comes to... They are skirmishers, whereas their armed forces are what? What are your armed forces? Add that as a war goal? Yeah, we can do that. For some reason, we can't conquer anything other than... What is this? Where's Inga? Estonia's right here. Inga's here. Latvia, Lithuania. For some reason, they won't give us that as a war goal, but we could take their capital. That would be real spicy. Sure, why not? Also, we're probably going to have a bunch of shortages now in all of our economy stuff. Can't sway anybody else. The US doesn't want to come. All right. We'll add it to the war goal. Probably should also have called up some more troops. We'll see. How are they feeling? They're feeling confident, but we'll see. We'll see how bad this goes. I wish we had done the French instead, but it looks like if the Austrians join, we're fucked. There's no way that we're gonna be able to fight this war. Also, we just didn't do a good job of, you know, creating. There's shortages of all this stuff, so like, do we stay in the Russian market once we get independence, or is that like not true? Let's go here, go like that, and then let's go to our military and say, probably get more troops. probably don't need to be doing the arms industry right now. Let's get our couple more troops, especially because their war is about to start. Let's see. Fighting for our lives out here. Let's activate our conscriptions, and then let's go to our get a general. Recruit a general. He can be of the intelligentsia. I don't really know what's better. They're both got. Let's do this one, and then we'll send these troops to mobilize, and then we'll go tell them to defend the border. Right now we're on equal footing with them, but that might not always be true. Alright, we'll see how bad this goes. Austria declared their neutrality. Good. I have a feeling this is going to go poorly for us. Go to St. Petersburg. I don't know if we can really control. Once the war begins, you can't really control. You can control where they are on what front, but outside of that, it's not. There's not a lot of. We don't have a lot of leeway, if that makes sense. Hopefully, monetarily, this just screws them up, but we'll see. We have a slight advantage on them, numerical advantage at least. Also, more troops are coming in. Gaining some land here. The whole war system in this game is kind of interesting. It's just like not as nuanced as I think it should be. Like, I feel like I should have a little more control other than just sending them to whichever front to fight them, you know? It seems like that's not true. But so far, we have numerical advantage, and we're doing a good job of defeating them. You live in St. Petersburg, Pipa? Well, that's tough because we're seemingly about to take St. Petersburg, or at least push into that area. So, are we in our own? No, we're still in the Russian economy, in the Russian market, which I think is strange, you know, because like, are we providing wood and weapons to all these people or no? This is another front. No, there's several fronts now. West India front? Hello? No, it's just this front. Okay. Russians are not happy. Oh yeah, independence. We'll see. We'll see. The Russians are getting pushed back, but they're starting to push us back here and there. For some reason, the fronts keep moving. Right? How many fronts are there? We're defending a front right now. That's fine. Shouldn't this be just one long front? That is one thing I really don't like. How is this the fronts switch up really quickly? They should just be like one contiguous line. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm not. All right, we passed that law. We should go ahead and pass some more other laws. I wonder if we can do this one yet. No. Let's see. What is our government set up to be? Our legitimacy is low. That's fine, as we'll gain independence soon, so that'll change. What laws are they wanting to pass? Poor laws, land voting. That's not going to happen. It's universal suffrage, cultural, total separation, rights to assemble. No. Why can't we pass any of our military ones? What is that one? Nobody supports this. The armed forces do. Oh, it's because nobody in the government supports that right now. It's probably gonna destroy our legitimacy, so can't do that. Having the landowners in it is weird. All right, for now, I think it's fine. Let's just let the war run its course. I think we'll be all right. I think. Looks like St. Petersburg is about to fall, potentially. Couple fights here. How strong are their forces? Like their personal overview. Looks like our forces are actually kind of good. We're good at defending, at least. Ooh. Got some hot girls in the chat, guys. You love to see it. You love to see it. Let's go and say... that content right there. When that happens, I'm always unsure of like why, like what the, like who is doing that to think that's like the thing, like who's putting money towards that that marketing right there. Seems just so silly. Let us go and do general staff. We already did. We can't do this one yet. We can do telegrams, or we can do triage. Let's do fieldworks. Probably should have done fieldworks a while ago, just because we don't have the army defense. All right. They say 83 reasons why not, but soon they're actually losing a decent amount of from exhaustion a week. And we're starting to get some soon. Naval invades St. Petersburg. I would if we had a... we don't have a single naval ship, so we can't do any sort of thing like that. Looks like we're kind of holding our own. Somewhat. I can't tell. I can never tell. But their exhaustion is going through the roof. Every couple of days, every 7 days, they're doing negative 2.65. So it should be... Oh, whoa. Big front opened up. Half the city seems to be taken already. For some reason, they're concentrating a lot of their forces on this border, where they should be actually defending their capital, but they don't seem to want to. Taking this state, what would this state even bring us? It would just bring us more, it'd just bring us prestige, pretty much. Taking their university and their glass stuff. If you take Igria, that would be huge. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to do that just because... We'll see. Thankfully, also our economy is like flourishing. I don't know how, mostly because of income and all that, but we should actually scale back some of our stuff. Let's scale back our decrees so that we can make it So let's stop doing this one for now. And then we'll do greener pastures. No, we don't have 100 authority. People are really literate though. 20th in the world. Is there another part of the war is also being fought down here? There's a couple different borders. Oh, also being, Switzerland. What's going on? Switzerland is fighting itself over what? Aristocracy revolt? Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I think we've soundly beat the Russians this time. There seems to be little I don't know, issue with us taking this. Probably should have tried and take some other lands, maybe. All these lands have pretty much the same resources as we do already. Getting another university as well as an art academy, as well as some clothing stuff. You're making money in war. It's because we're not also really fighting. We're just defending. I've not made our forces do any advancement. Subjugate the Danish. Ashwar, you just really want me to make the world burn a little bit, don't you? Once we get independence, I don't know what we're gonna even do with ourselves. Maybe take over the rest of Scandinavia? War has been enforced on Denmark? Nothing. The Danish stopped being in the war. That's good. How much money have we spent? We've spent a total of 105. 100K. And the poor British have spent 3.4 or something like that million. Oh god, it's tough. All right, well, we don't need to be defending this border that nobody's on. Yeah, the Russians about to fall apart. Especially because we're about to take all this land up here, and there's nobody to stop us, really. And war exhaustion is at 3.11 a week. That's pretty bad. Yeah. Surprised we couldn't ask this for one of our states. Very strange, but... You're fighting right now? Yep. We're fighting for our independence as well as some more land. And it looks like we might get our deal as long as the British stay willing. I don't know why the AI does this too. They move around too often. Like, are you coming to this front or no? You're down here now. Alright, it's probably time to capitulate. Once they hit 100, they will capitulate automatically. Yeah. So Warcraft in this game is it's just very strange to me. It's like kind of like you're at arm's length from it, but I guess that kind of makes sense because in this time you're never really fighting on the front yourself. You're just out there like commanding your troops. So it's essentially kind of like it's relying on the AI to do its best, but you build up your forces, you make as many like changes as possible so that you can be successful when the war actually begins. Like all the preparation, usually the war is decided at the beginning of the war, depending on how well you prep for it. Sick. Holy shit, we got that. I can't believe it. Oh my god, wow, we got it. Are we still part of the Russian markets, or we are our own thing now? We are our own thing. Wow. Good job, us guys. We did it. We somehow made it happen. But yeah, let's go on a quick break, and I'll be back. Then we'll think about what our next goal will be. So I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. What are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna talk about the snack we brought to the stream because that's what we always do after the first break. Today, we brought ourselves some goldfish. You know, we love some goldfish. Simple snack, cheesy snack to commemorate our victory. Also, our economy just took a shit. Probably just because government wages, goods for government. Holy shit, we cannot afford any of this. So we're gonna have to do some fixing of our economy right now. I think we get rid of these two industry things. God, we're making no money now. Probably need to set up more things like, can we get an alliance or something like, or get a trade agreement, or join another customs union. That might be smart. Join the British Customs Union. Maybe not. All right. So what is the biggest headache right now? I think it's probably the lack of paper. Seems to be one of our big issues. We also don't have a lot of coal. What are we currently importing, exporting? I don't think we are. Let's go ahead and delete those for now. We have a ton of available things. So let's go ahead and get back to importing a bunch of, or sending a bunch of trade things to Russia. Let's go export some wood to the Russian market and to the Swedish market. Same with hardwoods to both of those markets. That was our main expenditure or export. Government wages is really high, which means it's probably to do with paper being an issue. We also have tool shortages. So let's see if we can do that. And they will not want us to owe an obligation to do that. All right. Well, let's wait. And then we can potentially figure it out. Could we also... How strong is Sweden? They're pretty strong. So they might coming for us. We have an heir. George Berg. Who is our current leader now? It's Edvard Berg. He is a meticulous, and he is a political operative. Can he operate our spending? Government administrative. Yeah. Well, it's probably because we have... Oh, we do not need this much. Wow. Oh my god, that's insane. We don't need that. We don't need that much. Let's bring that way down. Okay, there you go. That's more manageable level. That was insane how much money we were hemorrhaging. All right. What other things can we do? We don't have enough. We don't need silk. You know, you'd be doing that. I think we just improve our relationship with the British for a little bit, and then we can maybe join their customs union. What about these other people? Or the Prussian customs union? Maybe not. What are the major things? Also, we're probably got some turmoil in some of our states. With issues like... Which one had access to infrastructure issues? This one. Alright, so why don't we build a port here? We can do that. Paper, clippers, tools, yeah. All things that I know to be expensive. Maybe the Russian... Yeah, let's see what they're... Ooh, we could actually join the French one right now. Let's do the French, you know? See how that works with our customs. How much that affects our market. Are the French interested, though? All right. So it's fixed some of our needs, but I think we're still paying a lot. Let's see what their biggest deficits are, and maybe we can exploit that better. Looks like furniture is in high demand. So is clothing, so is tools, and so is luxury furniture. So I think we can go ahead and work on those things. That will get us to the promised land. Yeah, if we build more furniture. Our logging industry, probably not as lucrative as it was. Yeah, it looks like it's lost some of its sauce. But that's all right. Can we export our wood to more people? Can I export my wood to more people? Hardwood specifically, I imagine, is more in demand too. The British market, the American market, we can send some hardwoods to those markets, and that might offset some of our costs. We have some construction needs being met. Why is our authority so low? I think we can stop suppressing these guys. I don't know if this is as necessary as it was. Well, we can stop suppressing them. And we can also go ahead and pass a law or two. Let's go ahead and pass the public school one. See if that path goes well. I think it might. It's got a 27% chance. The Russians, what did the Russians feel about us? Cooperative, actually. Trade unionists are mad because they want migration control. What? What happens if I do this? So if I go and I say laws, and I say, well, let's go increase that one first. And then we go to, because migration right now is, let's go to migration control. It's a 40% chance that it will pass. So week over week. What happens if I stop doing it? Does it then go back up? Yeah, it starts going back up. All right. Well, good to know. Let's try to pretend to pass migration control, but then after that, after it goes away, we can potentially fix that. We can also, I think, bring up people's opinion by doing that. Which is weird that the petite bourgeoisie is loyal. What is there to, what is the use in their migration control? I think migration control just gives you discriminate pops allowed from migrating. No migration control law is supported by one interest group. I don't know. It's strange. Because what is our, actually, I didn't even look what our government makes up of. Now it's the same, pretty much the same government. What happens if I put the petite bourgeoisie in power? They don't care. What about the rural folk in power? No. Reset. What brings... I don't know why landowners get so much legitimacy, but they add a ton of legitimacy to it. Let's bring the legitimacy of our government back up. That will fix that a little bit. We're still hemorrhaging a ton of money. And it's mostly coming from military wages now. Which shouldn't be true. Let's go to our military and we can size it down a little bit. Or are they still in the combat? No, they're not mobilized. Why can't I reduce it? We also have naval buildings. Don't really need these naval building or naval things, but we can't reduce them. We have an ongoing revolution. Oh, okay, I see what's happening. So when the revolution stops, we can reduce our armed force size, which will bring some of our costs down. Oopsie doopsie, some people might die. Have a parliament? Yeah, I think we probably will switch away from the current, what are we, still a monarchy? I think maybe a parliamentary republic would be kind of make the most sense. It looks like it's got a strong approval rating. And it would reduce the landowners' thrall on our whole system. All right, let's just hurry up and get this over with, and then we can stop intact doing this. Because are they mad or they're just radicalized for some reason? And even if they rebel, would that do anything? Because like they don't have an army to rebel against. There's no army groups in those areas. There's only an army in the main area. So strange. So strange. Still hemorrhaging a lot of government wages. Mostly our government administrative stuff. I don't think we need to have it as high as it is. So I think we can bring it down a little more once we have this revolution over. We do. Okay, 1, 2. I think that's good. Maybe one more. All right, that's good. We're not going to enact this. That's not happening. We can bring down our military by 2 as well. 1, 2. What is the other thing? Government building goods. I think just the cost of paper and clippers is so high. So let us go ahead and import some clippers. British market, and then paper probably also come for the British market, I imagine. Papal state, actually. You destroyed the textile mill? Oh, I did. Well, do we even have enough fabric? Oh, we do now that we're in a larger, yes. That's good. Hopefully that brings down the cost of goods still. Revolution is back. They really want that migration support. Why are they so into that? Pope just makes paper on the on his vacation. Yeah, that makes sense. Thing is, like, what happens if this revolution pops off? They don't have what happens I try to enact something else that makes them happier? Like parliamentary would help with the trade unionists. Would that radicalize them less? No, everybody's just really radicalized for some reason right now. Holy shit, that's why. Unfulfilled political movements demands for being conquered by a foreign country? For being conquered by, oh, because this group. Oh, this group of people. The Russian lands that we inducted into our lands, because our people are now 2.96 million people. So we have to do something about that. We can do some suppression. It's gonna turn down the turmoil a little bit. These revolutionists will still pop off. Why are they still angry? They're just angry. What happens if we increase government wages for a little bit? That's gonna make them less angry. They have xenophobia. It's because they're angry. That's why. But like, if these, okay, so what happens if this group of people, this 52K, they pop off? They don't have an army to fight with, but I also don't need to have a civil war right now. You say incorporate them into our lands? I guess that makes sense. It's going to take 5 years, so we should do that. I love how taking one state has doubled our size. Still not doing well monetarily. Good thing we were using all that resources. Military wages. I think we can bring those down a little bit. No. Yeah, a little bit. This revolution's going to pop, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't know what's gonna happen. What is the St. Petersburg called in Finland? What is it called? It's just still St. Petersburg. Still doing its normal thing. All right. Well, the petite, they stopped. They just stopped at the edge of it for some reason. They are. Oh, we've got some rebels. Revolution is afoot in our country. What is? Hopefully nobody joins this war. Oh, the British might join us. Should be able to win this pretty easily, but we'll see. We're not going to switch sides because we are. They only have one troop, so I don't really understand how they're uncertain. French want to come help us out? Probably. We had some turmoil in our own lands, mostly due to tax waste, which is not happening, and migration attraction. Just some random turmoil. You know, just a little bit of civil war. Don't worry about it, guys. After independence, there was a war. You know, nothing like following a little bit of history to make things happen. Mobilize our troops. It's gonna screw up our economy even more, but that's fine. Are they gonna be cocky now? Just back down, boys. The white Finns versus the communist Finns. That's interesting. Did the whites win? I actually don't know. Historically, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know Finland well enough to say who is the winner and who's the loser. Nothing like a nice little civil war to destroy your economy. The whites won. Okay. Is that why? That makes sense. Should be an easy fight. I don't really see why it wouldn't. Can we destroy our navy, actually? We don't need naval ships. Sorry. 75% were reds. Damn. That's a lot of dead people. Not my favorite. This war should be pretty easy to win because we're fighting conscripts. Right? I don't know. Let's look at the battles. We'll look at their... Yeah. It's funny how often civil war is happening in this game. Like, who won this Swedish civil war? It looks like the Swedes might have won it. Prussia, are you up to your own debauchery again of trying to unify Germany at any cost? Nice. So we're taking all this land, and it's going really well. Hemorrhaging so much money, though. Maybe we fix it by bringing down government wages a little bit. Can we do a consumption tax on something? Oh, baby. We cannot. We can do one on luxury. We can do one on wine. Let's maybe do wine for a little bit and see how that affects that stuff. Mostly it comes to the fact that our paper consumption is really high. University and administrative buildings is causing us a lot of stress. So once we get our paper factory back online, we'll be able to do that. Yeah, should be fine. Because like now, how many little borders, or are these all different fronts? Like if we go to our war, how do I go to that? I go here. Are these all little different fronts that we're doing? Looks like it. So silly. So silly. A very bad campaign. The Tsar didn't like it. Population of Finland was about 1.8 at the time. Damn. Well, you know, the Tsar's not in charge no more. So, sorry, Nikolai. Language in classes? This one. The Russians will have to learn Finnish, unfortunately for them. I'm surprised this turmoil hasn't popped. It's seeming like it's about to pop off into something else. Production-wise, let us make pan-nationalism a thing? No. Let's do that one. Why is this even a war? This is a joke of a battle. Like, we're just taking all this land without any real fight. Our 10 divisions are just marching over their conscripts' army. Just like, it's dumb. Yeah, we should probably pass multiculturalism when we get a chance. That's going to be under cultural. Yeah, under this one probably. After the white victory, there were some execution squads. One event was called the Hoorers Bay Lottery, where every 10th POW from the Reds were killed. Damn, that's fucking brutal, dude. That is so brutal. All these little fronts are being mopped up now. They have 55 reasons. Soon we'll have taken all the land, so it won't matter. There's only one front up there. How much exhaustion are they getting per week? Probably a ton. 11 exhaustion per week? Oof. That's a bad. That's a pretty bad, boys. Thing is radicalism just gonna fall off once we win this war, or is like, because you see critical, very high, critical, all these things to be true. We'll see. All right, this war is pretty much over. Once this, yep. And Finland is whole once again. Yay, we did it, guys. And we fixed the economy in all one fell swoop. No, that's not what happened. Still paying a ton for paper. Let's see if we can make that not true anymore. I think that's our biggest thing. Actually, the hard thing to see is what is the standard of living for our own pops. All right, paper's coming in more and more. If we could import sulfur, we would be able to do this. Maybe we do that. How much sulfur is in the market though? Maybe we'll get some more. That's happening. How is our wood production? It's doing great. Everybody loves it. There's another revolution on. What? We just no. We just fought a revolution. You can't make us fight another one. That's not fair. Should have made that other revolution go longer. So you're saying they're all radicalized. We just have to fight them because the monarchists want that to be true. From dying events and other reasons. Jesus. This is our double revolution. This is what Finnish independence looks like. A double revolution back to back. Who's gonna rebel? Same groups. Same groups are gonna rebel. Well, we fought them in one revolution. Let's run it back. We're gonna have to fight for the parliamentary government because I'm not gonna fall to terrorists. I guess we could make them happier by... What happens if I brought them into the government? Would that make them happier? No, we can't even reform the government, can we? No, because they're angry. Well, that's fine. What's done is done. We're gonna fight, and then they'll get over it. More people are gonna have to die, unfortunately. So sorry, people, but these are the times we live in. A double civil war, back-to-back civil wars for your poor Finnish people. At least our wood production's good. It's ridiculous. And we're making decent money, but here comes another revolution. Oops. Advance that front. Do they even have an army this time? No, it looks like even less. They have one army. But the Italians might be joining their team. That's not what you want to see. And I don't think we can owe the French an obligation to join. So this might be a rock'em sock'em bad time. Oh, the French just joined us. Wow. They just came on in. Well, that's good. And then the Italians are maybe thinking about joining us. I don't think... Why are you guys uncertain? Civil war, naval uprising, number of oil, revolution, Finland +1, turmoil in Finland +4. That's dumb. Because the French are going to send troops and they're going to absolutely mess you up. Hopefully the French show up for us. How's Russia doing in their own right? Now the French are fighting them as well. Yep. And the Benin allies. What's the U.S. up to? Oh, just, war crimes. Mexico, what are you up to? You're considering joining this conflict? Silly. Silly. Hopefully the parliamentary republic idea passes while we're in the midst of this war. That would be my hope. We can declare interests other than the ones we already have. I don't think we need to declare any interests other than the ones we already have. Boys better back down, or the French are going to show up on our borders and just beat you up even harder. They're not They're not going to back down, are they? You really hate to see it. Double back-to-back civil wars. Kevin really knows how to run a government. Oh no, they got a third unit. Let's see if we can make this war even shorter by mobilizing some more conscripts. I was about to say, where are the French? Are they going to send like 2 units to make this a done deal even quicker? Damn. Before the war, they received Jaeger training. So is that why Finland and Germany had such a close relationship during World War II? Also, they hated the Russians too. This war should be over much quicker, especially with our French allies doing a lot of heavy lifting. I wonder if we'll have back-to-back a third war, you know, just to make sure that everything's copacetic. All because we wouldn't pass migration control. What a goofy thing. Well, once we get our independence from this, I don't know what we should probably do next. Maybe work on making a parliamentary government and then taking on Sweden, or maybe we'll just end the stream a little bit early just because we've reached our main priority of making Finnish independence. French are really doing all the heavy lifting for us today. The Republic one, you love to see it. So when we take this last bit of land, this exhaustion is gonna like skyrocket, right? Because there's no more fronts except for this one up here. This frozen tundra up here. Boom. Finland gets independence on the 6th of December. Oh, nice. It's coming up. This is dumb. Like, this is, right? Like, there's no more, when there's no more fronts to fight on, I don't understand why it's not an automatic capitulation. You know? Like, they can't do anything about it. I think Paradox needs to fix this. Like, what's the point in doing this? We can't, the war should be over now. There's no need to continue fighting this. Obviously, war exhaustion is going to catch up to them. They're doing it 12 a week, but like these like 7 to 8 weeks, I'm missing out on my full income. Why are you guys very angry? Just political groups are mad. That's why. Cool. Another war, another day. All right. Let's see. Can they pop off again or no? They're not allowed to. We just fought a war against them. You cannot be kidding me. This is absolute insanity. If they pop off for a third war, no, you can't do that. Well, I guess this is Finland, the country of ever living revolt. just because I'm trying to pass one law to change away from the monarchy. Does not have this enacted. The following must be true 5 total years. Oh, interesting. Stamp out monarchism. Well, the Great Hunger is happening. There's some famine happening in your country. God. We're having rebellion once again. I don't care. Let's just get it out of our system. Everybody, Finns need some discipline. Yeah, apparently we need to have 3 separate revolutions to maybe think about getting our shit together. But it's fine. Maybe we'll work on making electricity a thing in 1855. Because this next area that's going to pop off is this one. It's just this group. Do it. Do it, cowards. Standard living is low. Maybe we can go ahead and actually build something that might fix it. What is our current? Are people? Yeah. I've heard this revolution. What is this revolution for? What's this one called? There's a bunch of people trying to join our side against the revolutionary Finland. Okay. So silly. So silly that we keep fighting over and over and over again. But that's what it is, I guess. It needs to happen. Get it out of our system. French are joining us. Let's get Austrian donations. Sure. Yes. Another revolution? Wait. Did they give up? I don't understand what just happened there. They just gave up and stopped doing it? A great crop failure has brought measurable suffering to our people who beg for our government to take charge. Yeah. That makes sense. Maybe we increase food production in some of these states. We could also make fertilizer. How much fertilizer is being produced? We could up that, make that better for us. Good. Let's get another revolution, boys, out of our system. And then maybe we'll have a done to our issues. Market access here is low. Why is that? Probably because of infrastructure issues. Let's see if we can build another port that might increase our infrastructure. Let's do that one. And let's fight this revolution. It's in the north this time. It's funny because a lot of people's radicalism is falling drastically by September 18th. My birthday, 1854. Pops dying, events, and other reasons. Standard of living. Such an interesting thing. I think we can also lower our... Yeah, that's fine. Back on your bullshit? A little bit. What a silly little thing to have occurred. Once we get this government, I think we'll probably call it quits for today. We'll say we got independence. We made it happen. It was actually not that difficult once you get an ally or two involved in it. All we had to do was just ask nicely. Sure. Now they're pissed again. Now they're not pissed. Now they're pissed again. Now they're not. Made Finland great again. Nothing like, God. As an American, that still stings. Anytime somebody's like, make X great again, I'm just like, God, we're so dumb. so dumb. Why are these people so mad? Also, these guys don't have any clout. I don't understand. There's only like 2 people in this whole, political strength it's all-time low. And they're going to lose. How is this allowed? How are they allowed to have any clout? Oh, because they have freedom. Like if I had gotten rid of freedom of conscience and religious schools, they would not exist anymore. It's dumb. All right, just pass this one. Game is running very, very slow, but that's just the situation, unfortunately. Bum, 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 bum. All right. %39 chance. Advances 33. Stall. Debate no more. 60% of people want it, so I don't really understand why. I guess I could have gone this to and then this, but I was like, screw it. Let's just jump all the way to the top to Parliamentary Republic. There's no need to mess around. Does our leader hate this idea? Probably because he's gonna be stopped being in charge, but whatever. He's a landowner himself, I guess. He's a moderate. No stance. This leader is considered a moderate with no particular ideology. Make some electricity. We can do this one. Where's the electricity? What it goes into production of electricity? What do you need to do? Something. I guess we'll find out. Russia or Finland or whatever. France ended its issues with Russia. God, speed 5 feels so slow at this point. Think mortars and coal. Yeah, that makes sense. Coal would probably make sense. Let's see. Oh, motors and coals. You're right. How many engines are in use? There's a deficit. So we'll probably have to find that. Figure that out. 40% chance. Come on, just pass it. If it happens, do we still have a revolution, or does it? Or does it end? It's just, I like how it keeps switching areas. Sometimes it's this area, sometimes it's that area. Shouldn't be called revolutionary Sweden or Finland. It should be what happened to Denmark? They changed their flag. They're like monarchist Denmark or something like that. Looks like people want to join our cause, maybe. The Prussians. These other idiots want to join. I'm gonna force the Prussians to be on our team. Hemorrhaging money again? God. Did it pass? Nope. Did not pass. Jesus. It only takes 5 different revolutions to make Finland fall apart again. You love to see it. You really do. Just straight insanity. All I want is a parliamentary government, and it's probably not going to happen because these idiots just keep rebelling against us. That's unfair. Labor stuff pass. We're hemorrhaging money again. Ugh. Sick. 48% chance. It's pretty good. You'd think they would back down, you know, with how many troops we have stationed on their border. Uncertain. Relative military shouldn't be able to have this many revolutions in this much time. It's like 3 in a row is pretty significant. I think they should be like, we're tired of fighting wars. We can't fight another one. They should also fix the fact that once we win this fight, like once we take this whole terrain, it should immediately be a capitulation because there's no other power, any other like powers involved that would be able to like rescue them. Getting a lot more of that war experience, at least. How does that not factor into your military too? Like experience? I feel like experience should be like a thing, because like we should be good at putting down rebellions now. They've done it 3 times. These battalions should be like the best at it. How's it turmoil here? It's not great. It's not great. But in a couple months, it might be great. Can we change our... We could go to our buildings and we can change our urban center. We can add... we don't have that. We can do this. And we can possibly do this. Yeah. That should increase the quality of our urban centers. Giving us more service. And people will have access to that, which increases people's quality of life a little bit. I think experience should be a thing, level reducing over time, maybe. Yeah, because like you look at the Prussian army, who has a ton of experience, and then they're fighting against like the Austrian army, who probably has a little less experience. It's just an interesting idea, or just like then it would really show like armies who are like, especially in the modern or more modern era, this era, it felt like it became clear which armies were more superior because they were, one, more well equipped, and 2, they had been fighting in several different conflicts, so they knew how to wage war, to say the least. Do we think we can make a defensive pact with somebody? Maybe an alliance or 2? Great Britain says no for a couple reasons. They say no for 61 reasons. Prussia, same. Austria, 42 reasons. Sweden, no. 229. I wonder what the other nations in the world are thinking. They're like, oh, Finland's at it again. Another internal conflict once again. All because they're trying to not be monarchists. How many people have died, though? It's so many. Best flag in the world. I'm not biased at all. Seems like you're a little biased, my friend. How do we feel about Norway, Sweden, Finland's, and Denmark's flag bring pretty much the same flag but different colors? That might be a hot take. U.S. flag. I wish, I like the flag, but it it's kind of basic in my mind. It really sucks, especially when it comes to our national teams for things. They don't really do a good job of making jerseys. Like, go and see what Nike did for the U.S. jerseys. They're not very fun. They're kind of boring. One of them's like a tie-dye blue, and the other one's like just the American seal. Another revolution, boys. No, this shouldn't be allowed. You shouldn't be allowed to have a revolution. We just beat you up. We literally just fought you guys. Soccer. The U.S. soccer jerseys, they suck. Especially for the World Cup, they're not fun. We've literally fought these people so many times. They shouldn't be allowed to have another revolution. It's so stupid. Like, I understand, I've really pissed off these groups, but they both don't have enough. They're angry, but they don't have enough significant power to do this. Oh my God, this is so stupid. Well, they have been revealed. Yeah, they did it a while ago. Let's go there. Even this Russian area didn't rebel as much as this has. 5 revolutions later, and we'll be no. Oh, defensive pact? Actually, maybe. I'll do a defensive pact with you. Now let's get in it. Oh my God. This has derailed the whole thing. Just trying to make one law pass. Once it passes, does all this extremism go away? Or does it just continue to happen? All right, let's stop it for now. Okay, we'll stop that for a second. We go ahead and pass public schools. Is that going to piss off the churches enough to start a revolution? Is the church going to be like, now we're starting a revolution against you? All right. Finland has never played in a World Cup, and 2 years ago made it to the Euro Cups. I saw that. I was rooting for them. Iceland, and all the small countries, when they make it to the Euros, I'm always like, let's fucking go, boys. Let's make it happen. And then it's they don't make it happen. But, it's all about heart. Fully. Get out of here with your dumb jokes. Is this Great Hunger over yet? It seems like it should be. Seems like this is all right. We're making energy, which means we can switch our urban centers to electricity. I think we have enough coming in. How much is being produced? Probably not enough, but it's what's done is done. Let's go to our log camps. Can we change them now? No, not yet. We need to up our power. Let's go ahead and increase this and that. Not even joking. That's been happening since 0.105. Yeah, I did see that one where when I was playing as Colombia, where there was Brazil versus a revolution versus a revolution. I did see that. And then that one time lapse I made where Germany was formed at the beginning, there was Germany, and then there was fascist Germany, and then there was Germany. For some reason, had happened. How do we feel about them making another patch 1.1 before? I think it's 1.1. They're making another patch before the year's over, which is kind of sus that they have to already fix the game twice. It's tough. It's tough, Paradox. It's a tough look. Can you import electricity? Is that a thing? Don't think so. I thought it was, yeah, it's just a localized thing. Got a labor shortage here. Got a labor shortage there. It's probably because everybody's been forced to fight in these wars, which is tough for all of our poor people. Some better tools, maybe that will be better. Laborers would come down. Like, what are most of our people are in this industry, and if we made a rail transportation, I think that would fix some of that. It would, yeah. Let's do this, and then, yeah. Could be nobody's making electricity yet. I don't think so. I think it's just one of those things, like it's like services. I don't think you can export it. Because look, there's like, maybe not, because you click on it and you go, can't import it. You can only make it. How old is Bruce? Bruce is about 4. His birthday's in December, or not December, February. So he's about to turn 5. We got him when he was 2. So we've had him a little over 2 years now. He's one of those cats, though. We got him from the Humane Society, so we don't actually know his real age. We just assume he's that age, but nobody knows. How are we 18th in the world because of our prestige? From leading a good producer. Like, what are we producing? Fine art and electricity? Oh, maybe you're right. We're just that good at... That's insane. We're the best fine art producer? Oh, because we have this one wild fine art institute. Another random admiral. That's weird that we'll get that, but what's done is done. If we went and made a diplomatic play against, say, Sweden, can we not do that? Oh, it's because we don't have a declaration? Why can't we make a play against them? Our relations are too good. That's why. Let's expel some diplomats and then see if we can make a diplomatic play. Sweden, Denmark would all join them, and the other countries would be interested, maybe. Cool. Good to know. We're not going to do that, but It's an idea. Market access for certain goods is low. We need more convoys to increase our import of that. This one county's in turmoil. They'll get over it, though. Are they integrated? In 10 weeks, they will be. That's insane. This one county alone has 1.9 million, and our other counties are altogether don't even have that much, I don't think. Yeah, they're just barely equal to this. That's what happens when you take the Russian capital. Oakley, we'll probably not go for Sweden just because we'll probably end the stream here in a bit, like next 20 minutes. But yeah, I think it's been a good time. I was surprised how quickly we were able to get Finland independence, but I think that helps that when you have a bunch of people who hate the Russian Empire. Can you declare interest to colonies? I don't think we have the law to even colonize. Yeah, no colonial affairs. So we would have to pass that to let that be true. How much longer on this expansion? Did I expand it twice? I guess I did, didn't I? We could almost afford another building. We could almost do it. The cost of wood, though. How much wood are we producing? Tons and tons, I would imagine. How much are we exporting? If we go to trade routes, wood. Importing a bunch, surprisingly enough. These are not as productive, so we should probably stop doing them. See if we can export some of our hardwood to anybody. Looks like nobody wants our hardwood. That's awkward. How about our furniture? Nope, tampoco. Interesting. What about our normal wood? Damn. It's tough out here for a wood producer. Why does the French market look like that? It's like French market. Why is it blue and? Strange. Very strange indeed. All right. We're not going to be able to pass this law, are we? It's kind of stalled out with 54%. It's probably also doesn't help that our government type doesn't really make it okay for us to do more passing of laws depending on who's in power. Low market access here. Why, I wonder? Probably infrastructure still. We can go ahead and build a transportation rail system would help with that a little bit. Tough thing also about this is the game kind of like slows way down, like speed wise. We're on speed 5 and it's like it's crawling. I'm not sure if that's my computer processor or just like the game as a whole isn't optimized. I have a feeling it's the optimization of the game. Yeah, because like my computer's pretty stonky. Canada got formed. That's cool. Peru, Bolivia is a thing. Argentina's still fighting for its right to party. Colombia is changed its name from New Granada. Wonder when that happens or how that happens. Maybe after a certain period of time they switch their name. CK3 slows down in the late game too, but this isn't the late game. We're not even in the mid game yet. Technically, we're only 1836. We're only like 24 years, 28 years. Is it the cost of things? Probably. Can we do this with our sawmills yet? Maybe. Get some sick saws. Electric sawmills? Wouldn't they be coal sawmills? I guess this is what a sawmill is. 4.5 because the cost of electricity is so high. Interesting. Interesting. I think we can afford one. Let's do it. Let's build one more. Let's build it here because it's cheaper. Upgrade the construction sector. Get it done in 4 weeks. Come on, boys. Let's pass this public school effort. 31%. Nobody even wants this. The church has no power anymore. They're like only 2 people in the whole church like the idea of it. Like 2, like 4 maybe. No pops in Aland. You are correct. There might not even be enough people to employ here. Good question. Good answers. Damn. All right. Well, that was a waste of time. Good to know that straight up won't pass if there's anybody there. I love how 20 prestige could jump us up 3 levels or ranks. Yeah. We'll put the construction sector here. No, that's too expensive, probably. What about here? Same. And here? Whatever. Our cash flows jumped. When you build stuff, you can see the available pops. Oh. Did not realize in that window you can just, like, peasants. I see. Couple peasants there, couple peasants there. Need to start putting more people to work over here in glass production or something. Can you do porcelain next? We need dyes for that. How much lead is in the market that we could use? There's lead in glass? I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. Oh god. What else can we do over here in this area? Probably another power plant. Just get power production up and up and up. Even with 54% of the vote, people are not doing it. Is it because the intelligentsia is not as well liked? Possibly. Let's see if we can change our decrees up a little bit. We can stop doing that one, and we can stop doing that one. I don't know if we need to be violently suppressing as much as we were. More, yeah, railroads. Probably build one here as well. And one here. I think that would make every state have a railroad at that point. And then I think, all right, school's not going to pass. Let's see if we can change our government type that a little bit. Is it going to enrage people? It will enrage some people. Landowners will be pissed. Are we going to start a fight? It actually doesn't seem like we might have a fight on our hands. Even with 68% of the clout, they're still going to take a long time to enact. What's the cause in that? Enactment times? If we had more authority, would that give us more? Consumption tax? So if I say go to these ones and I say, let's see. Okay, so right now it says it's going to take 124 days or 20. God, Kevin. 1242. So what we need to do is see if that really gets reduced when we get more authority back from removing this consumption tax. Remove. That's fine. So now how long does this? It didn't do. Okay. It's reduced it by a couple days, but why is the enactment time so long? Is it because we're changing governments? That seems incredibly long. I thought it was only 360. Is it because I'm jumping ahead? Feels like it should pass too. Oh, subtracted by legitimacy efficiency factor times this. Oh, so our legitimacy is what's causing a lot of that. So if we went and said, intelligence, for some reason we need the landowners in here and they won't join because they're angry. All right, so what happens if we go here, X this out, and then we go to our thing, and then we go landowners, get in here. They're still angry. Why do they have so much clout? Is it because our dude is a landowner? I don't understand that. They say they won't join us because they're mad. Well, change governments take a lot of time. No, but like, let's make an example of this one. This one says 180 days. Is that true? See, it's because of our legitimacy is just so high or so low. Total divided by legal legitimacy efficiency legitimacy factor. It's because that multiplier, the legitimacy factors, is causing it to be so much higher. Let's see if we can go ahead and pretend to pass a law that they like. Then they'll join our ranks. Are they currently angry? Or maybe not. If we go to our laws again, hemorrhaging money, reform, and then landowners are into the idea of being a part of the government. Welcome to the government. Can we add anybody else to get the legitimacy higher? No. No. Not sure why they're legit. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I think also having high income taxes is causing us to have a higher legitimacy. We'll put or lower legitimacy. So if we go there and we go here, that's fine. If we went and tried to pass a law like, let's go laws, and then we go to this, and then They wouldn't let us do parliamentary because once enacted law could current govern legitimacy by 2. The parliament has made it 2 recently. 12 months have to go by. Do you have? Oh, we have probably voting by. Where is that? It's probably under. Which? No, multiculturalism. It's under. That's why. That's why. Okay, that makes more sense. Universal suffrage, census suffrage. How long is this going to take? 261? All right. Seeing if that brings down. Because right now it's oligarchy, which means probably only the aristocracy and the capitalists. And who makes up of these pops? It's mostly the aristocracy and the capitalists, I guess. Mostly aristocracy. That's learning something new every day by playing this silly little game of ours. We're also hemorrhaging money. Hell yeah. Government wages is very high. Can bring them down a little bit. I think it's also just the cost of paper is still so dang high. Like government admins, how much paper are we using in these facilities? Could also up our more paper mills. Back to the paper mills, friends. That's what we always need. More paper bleaching. Sick. Our chemical plants are not doing well, but that's fine. All right. I think for now, this is a good place to end. We've somehow got Finland independent. We've fought several revolutions to maintain that independence. We still learning so much about this game, but just a lot more to be done. I can't wait to see what we do next. Probably next week we'll probably skip back to CK3, do some new challenge that I conceive of over the next couple of days. But yeah, thank you all for coming out. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to support us, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube. Do it for Bruce. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed my facts. Your facts were on point. I did enjoy your coffee fact. But yeah, thank you again. I hope you have a good rest of